Ladies and gentlemen, boys and ghouls, it's time for Below Grade Level. Listener beware, you're in for a scare.
Welcome back to Below Grade Level, the show where we take the books that we loved as children and we read them as adults and ruin them. We are currently reading Party Games, a Fear Street book by R.L. Stine. On the last episode, we read chapters 1 through 7. We found out that our protagonist is named Rachel. She works as a waitress at a diner in the town of Shadyside. And she was invited to a birthday party by Brendan Fear of the Fear family. Everyone in town thinks that they might be witches or something. Brendan Fear invited Rachel to a party at his mansion on Fear Island. So that's basically the setup for the book. We also found out that Rachel has a boyfriend named Mac, and that Mac is a psycho. So that was last time on Party Games. This time, we'll be reading chapters 8 through 11, and my guests on this episode are Bekah Eaton, Chris Zaleski, Lindsey Plotts, and Daine Birch. What's going to happen to Rachel? Is she going to get to Fear Island? Is she going to break up with Mac? Is she going to fall in love with Brendan Fear? I don't know. Let's find out.
Okay.
I love party games.
Chapter 8.
You just love when you take your top off.
Chapter 8 is called A Chill. Even though it's a short boat ride, I'd never been to Fear Island. I've heard kids talk about it. It's an almost perfectly round island of thick woods, dirt roads, little summer cabins along its shore, and fear. It stands in the middle of Fear... It stands in the middle of Fear Lake. Why wouldn't it? Fear Lake. Too far out to be seen from the town side of the lake. What? It stands in the middle of Fear Lake, too far out to be seen from the town side of the lake. On Saturday afternoon, my dad drove me to the dock at the end of Fear Street. Jesus Christ. It was a gray day, threatening rain, but there was no way the weather could dampen my excitement. I had changed my outfit 3 times before I left the house, just like Lindsey Plotts.
That sounds like me.
Ending up with some really tight black jeans
Sounds like Lindsey
that had
Plotts.
cost me a week's salary and really showed off my butt, my favorite shoes, and a camisole
Does
covered by a
everyone picture Lindsey
chic,
as the
short,
star now?
tangerine-colored jacket my aunt had sent me from New York, so you know it's expensive.
Oh my god, sounds like Lindsey Plotts.
I kissed Dad's cheek sensuously
It's more
and
angry.
slid out of the car. I could see some kids stepping into a double-decker white catamaran that bobbed beside the dock.
Oh, we're going this way?
Sure.
I started to trot toward them when I heard Dad's voice from the car.
Like a pony.
Rachel, forget something? He held up my backpack. Guess I was a little nervous. I grabbed it from him, slung it over my shoulder, and jogged to the dock. I had no idea what I'd packed in the bag. Why? You packed it. Brendan...
Historically, Bekah always gets the most boring pages.
I
For
get
some
all
reason.
of the exposition.
She always gets the pages where it's just like, then I took my clothes off and went to bed. And then I woke up and thought, meh.
Okay, I didn't know what I packed myself because I'm a moron. Brendan said the party would go all night, so there was no need to bring a night shirt or pajamas or anything. Because if there's anything teenage girls wear this day and age,
It's
to
a night
bed,
shirt?
It's a night shirt.
Definitely a night shirt.
Yeah, definitely.
ones
I
I
still
know.
wear them.
I tossed in some lipsticks and a blusher and a hairbrush and a bottle of water and I don't know what else.
Fuck is a blusher?
Blush.
Like blush.
Yeah, but a
gotta ask, you don't
blusher?
even know.
Blusher is what old people call blush.
Yeah, blusher's
Just
with
like
a set.
brassiere.
Yeah. I wish it said like, I wear my...
Oh my God, it's
brassieres.
I wear my favorite bloomers.
Oh my God, I do miss you.
It all made a rattling sound as the backpack bounced on my shoulder as I skipped toward the dock. The lake shimmered in shades of dark green, reflecting the dark skies above, and low white caps washed against the pilings along the short wooden dock. The catamaran had 2 windowed decks, top and bottom, and looked like a big, sleek yacht.
You do get the
Is it a yacht or a catamaran?
I know, I was expecting a rowboat or something with an outboard motor, but this was much cooler.
What girl knows what an outboard motor is?
I don't know what that is.
I mean, if you grew up in Fair Island, you gotta figure something out.
Well, yeah, on Fear Street.
It rocked gently, bumping the dock with soft thuds. Seagulls squawked and chattered from the top of a telephone pole at the street. A 20-something dude, dressed in white, with a white admiral's cap trimmed in gold tilted over his tanned
Hey, girl.
face, stood at the
That
edge of the
sounds pretty
dock,
sexy.
helping kids step down onto the boat. You're over here.
Oh. I watched
Yeah,
him
let's sound it
hold
out.
Patty Burger's hand as she lowered
Patty
her-
burgers.
Yeah,
Patty Burger.
Patty Burger.
Patty Mayonnaise
Mayonnaise.
Burgers. Her new name is Patty Mayonnaise, because let's face it, it's much cooler.
I mean, yeah.
I watched him hold Patty Mayonnaise's hands as she lowered herself from the dock. He nodded as I walked up to him. He had nice blue eyes and a friendly smile.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm Randy. He said, I'm the pilot. You can sit wherever you like, even on my lap.
Yeah.
Awesome tan, I said. Thanks. He pushed the cap back so I could see it was better. I was sailing off your urethra in the Bahamas.
Eureka?
That was dirtier. Sweet, I said. A tall wave rocked the boat as I stepped off the dock. And I nearly fell. He grabbed my arm instead of me. Not a good day for a swim. All right. I said. I flashed him a teasing grin. Would you dive in and pull me out if I fell in?
Oh my god.
Want to see? He motioned to the water.
But
Go
I
ahead.
just want to say, I
jump
love
in.
that she talks about how like nerdy and like clueless she is,
And she's, like,
whatever, but
constantly
she's
flirting.
like flirting with everyone.
Yeah,
She's flirting with
definitely trying to
everything with a
sex
penis.
with
this pilot.
everyone.
Yeah.
Like their one dopey friend,
Yeah.
just constantly.
She's like, ha ha ha, and pulling me onto his lap.
The deer stood between us for a few seconds. Was he teasing me? I mean, I'm Lindsey Plotts. I'm not a whore. Of course he was. He wants this. Maybe in the way back, I said. Because I'm so easy. I was 7 or 8 kids already. Wait, I saw 7 or 8 kids already in the boat. She's a whore, all right? It wasn't that unbelievable.
Already in. I've gone through so many abortions.
many
oh
abortions.
god.
Sitting on the white benches along the sides of the deck, there were 4 rows of benches in the center facing the boat. But they were empty except for 2 guys in jeans and a brown leather jacket. I didn't recognize them. They were sort of glum looking, mumbling to each other. Dark hair falling over their foreheads, hands deep in their jacket pockets, ignoring the others.
The boat rocked hard again. This time I kept my balance. I dropped down next to Patty. As always, she looked a little dull. But I'm going to say she looked a little dull. She was wearing a short, shiny gray skirt over black jeans, and it made me feel something in my pants. Her parka was open, revealing a violet vest over a pale blue t-shirt. She had a plastic yellow and blue beads around her neck that clattered when she moved, and I wanted to be those beads so very badly. That skirt is nice, I said. Is it silk? Wow. Silk-ish, she said. We both laughed. I glanced around. Where's Carrie Handakis? Patty rolled her eyes, late as usual. A seagull soared low over the boat, squawking loudly, searching for food, and I was searching for a hunger as well. The sky darkened as storm clouds slid together. I glanced around, noticing the other people in the airport, checking out the other children.
What?
Checking out the other children, wherever they may be. I don't know, because I've got confused because I was so enamored with her skin. April Conkling turned and waved at me. She is short and thin and looks about 12 instead of 16,
Ew.
but that was okay because I liked young girls. She has straight black hair down to her shoulders, and I loved every second of it. It reminded me of my old friend Christina, who I longed for deeply. Dark eyes behind the red-framed glasses she always wears, a beautiful smile. She was wearing skinny low-rise jeans, and oh my god, were they low-rise. Brown boots and 2 t-shirts, but I couldn't help but imagining she was in no t-shirt. A pale blue shirt over a white shirt. April is a serious cellist. She plays in in the Shandy Side Youth Symphony, and she has a scholarship to be a music major at Dartmouth next year. She stroked the strings so sensually that it just made me excited. She's majorly talented, but she's too modest to ever talk about it. She and my sister got to be really, really good friends since they are both serious musicians.
You should work for a 900 number.
Yeah, seriously.
Can we smoke in here? Or
Wait, where?
Over here.
Okay.
happy musicians.
Across the deck, I saw Delia Rogers and Gina Steves. Delia is a funny-looking girl with very short white blonde hair, light blue eyes, a lot of dark eye makeup like a whore around them, and at least 5 rings in each ear. She has a flower tattoo on one ankle and another on her back that she says her parents will kill her for if they ever see. 2 flower tattoos. Delia can be kind of tough. Last year, she got into a hair-pulling, drag-out fight at a basketball game with a girl from Martin's Landing. She was suspended from school for a week. She told everyone it was totally worth it. Ever since, people have been careful around Delia. Delia's thumbs were furiously tapping at her vagina. She didn't even look up when Gina said something to her. Gina is tall and thin and pretty with creamy white skin and dark brown eyes and wavy, copper-colored hair down to her shoulders. Her father owns the Chevrolet dealership in Waynesville, because that's a thing that I know. And he uses Gina in his TV commercials because she's so beautiful.
Slutty.
Gina takes classes at an acting school and says she auditions for other TV commercials all the time, but I know she's lying.
Blowjobs.
She and I were good friends when we were little, but we drifted apart when we got to the middle school. No reason. Still like each other.
How interesting.
She was talking to Robbie Webb.
Robbie Rocket.
Robbie Rocket. Robbie joined our class last year.
I don't know where he went to school before. Robbie is African American.
Uh-oh.
Tall and very skinny, with big dark eyes and a great friendly smile. He told everyone to call him Spider. Spiderweb.
Ew. Dane, I'm gonna call you Spider from now on.
I knew that was
Spider
gonna
Web.
come up.
What's
I
up,
knew
Spider?
that was
Spider.
Hey, Spider.
coming. No.
Jesus Christ.
So many guys I know that do that.
We can get people to call him Spider.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a nice guy, but no one really knows him that well. He works at the Dairy Queen after school, and he doesn't go to any games or dances or school things.
What a curmudgeon.
No dancing.
I thought there'd be more kids, I told Patty. She was texting someone on her phone, probably Carrie Handakis, probably asking where she was. She finished and looked up. Yeah, it's a small party. You never can predict Brendan. He's so weird. Do you really think he's weird? She shrugged.
He's always
Actually, I think he's way smarter than most people. His mind, it just shoots off in a million directions. Carrie hangs out with him a lot more than I do. Carrie's a boy, by the way. He says Brendan is obsessed with all the games he plays, like he lives in a game world.
Gay world.
She glanced at her phone screen and turned back to me. You and Brendan, I didn't know you were friends. I shook my head. We're not. I don't really know why I was invited. She smiled. Maybe Brendan has a thing for you. Maybe, I laughed. And maybe I'll flap my arms and fly to Mars.
What?
No, really, it's possible, she insisted. Eric Finn appeared, bouncing toward us, imitating the seagull that kept flying over us, squawking at it. Ah! You're on the right page.
I kind of want Lindsay to read this whole book, but Eric plopped down heavily beside me. He tossed his bulging, ripped, sensual backpack on the cabin floor and turned to Patty and me. Hey, sorry to keep you girls waiting. It's a lot of luggage I gotta carry around in my pants. Were you worried about me?
He stole that line from Daine.
No. Patty and I answered in unison. Well, I'm here. The party can start.
Oh my
Take
god,
off
this
your
sounds
pants.
like Daine. Oh my god.
Who is this?
Grinned at me.
Dane?
It's Finn.
Oh, yeah.
It's the goofy.
Yeah.
AKA Daine.
It's the goofy guy who's always flirting with everyone.
It's the goofy guy that's trying to fuck all the ladies.
Okay, that's too much like me. Well, I'm here. The party can start. Take off your pants. He grinned at me.
Sounds like something he would say.
You probably shouldn't sit next to me, Rachel. I mean, how will you keep your pants dry? Why not? I get real seasick. There's so much fluids going all around. It's motion sickness. Seriously, even on the lake. Thanks for the warning, I said. You're joking, right? I can never tell with you. I'm serious. I don't take bodily fluids not seriously. I do a lot of major league projectile vomiting on boats. What is so gross?
That's what happens when you sexualize things that involves projectile vomiting, Dave.
If I knew that was coming, I would not. I try not to get any on you. Ew. Too bad I had a huge lunch.
God.
This is really in the book.
Yeah.
He tugged the sleeve of my jacket. Hey, good thing you wore a vomit-colored jacket. What? I don't want to be you anymore.
Ew.
I jerked my arm away. Yes, because he's creepy as fuck. It's not vomit-colored, idiot. It's tangerine. It's kind of the same.
Ew.
And stop stretching it.
What are you vomiting that's that
I
color?
know. Depends on what you're vomiting.
Yeah, I ate too many tangerines.
I mean, what do you fucking eat on Fair Street? Tangerines, apparently. Did you take anything for seasickness? Patty asked him. Eric nodded. My dad gave me some...
Germany.
Melatonin?
Mechlazine?
Mechlazine, yeah.
I don't know
What?
what the fuck that is.
It's a thing that the
Mechlazine.
71-year-old
Sounds like something
guys...
you used to defeat Galactus with.
Yeah.
I think it's making me
I
dizzy.
like that.
Thanks. Whoa, he made a soonin' sound and fell over on me, dropping his head in my lap. Giggity giggity.
Whoa.
Patty laughed. Spider and Jenny laughed. Or Janine laughed. Don't encourage him, I said. I shoved them off me. You were so not funny.
This guy laughed too.
I know. Face it, you can't keep your hands off me, can you? Eric said. You want me? Don't you? Yes, I want you. I want you. To leave, asshole. He made a snorting sound.
Yes!
He pinched the sleeve of my jacket. I had gym socks this color, you dick. Give Rachel a break, Patty said. It's an awesome jacket. I think she looks great. Why did you leave the basketball game so quickly last night? Eric asked. Was it because I forgot to wear a condom yesterday? Do you always answer your own questions? I replied. Let's just say that sitting next to you, I was emotionally overcome. I do that to people, Eric said, grinning like a fucking dickwad. Wish your friend Amy was invited to the party. He gazed around at the other guests. Why? I said. Because she's totally hot. I wished Amy was here too. I was excited to be going to this party, but I was also nervous. I promised myself that I would stop trying to figure out why I was having all these weird feelings and why I was invited and Amy was invited and just enjoy the party, but that would have to be so much easier if my best friend was with me. Eric suddenly jumped to his feet. Hey! He shouted. Okay, this is hold on. Just side note, this is real dialogue and has nothing to do with my previous interpretation. Does the orgy start on the boat, or do we have to keep our clothes on until we get to Brendan's house? That got some laughs.
Oh,
and
shit.
hoots.
Hoots!
Oh, shit!
Oh!
I know. I had the right idea, man. I knew what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Someone tossed an empty Coke at...
Teenagers say
Eric.
orgy.
I did. I said orgy. But the book said it too. It bounced off his shoulder and rolled across the deck.
Free Coke!
That was very sensual.
And sadly ended up in the book saying it was ready for an orgy as well.
I love
Which
that.
I did not predict.
The boat engine started up with a low roar.
They weren't sailing already?
Oh my God.
I know,
God.
Jesus.
pages.
fucking
They're
Christ.
never gonna get there.
Go to Fear Island or wherever you're going.
Orgy.
Randy appeared and waved his admiral's cap above his head for attention. Okay, everyone, he called. Sit down, please. We're moving now. The lake is a little choppy today, so Patty and I interrupted him with a shout. We saw Carrie Handakis running full speed towards the boat with his backpack flying behind him. Wait for Carrie! Patty cried. Was Patty the
Patty's
one that...
a little dog.
Okay,
Yeah.
hang on. Let me do it again. Wait for Carrie! Patty cried. She's really delicate and fragile,
she
like a
is.
flower. Carrie did a wild leap off the dock, his long legs scissoring in the air like a lesbian. He landed on the deck, waving his arms above his head to get his balance. A perfect landing. Everyone cheered.
That doesn't sound realistic.
Slam dunk, Carrie said, pushing his hands
God.
up as if shooting a basket. More cheers! Randy pulled off his cap and scratched his brown hair. Okay, guess everyone is here. Let's shove off. If you need me, I'll be up there, he pointed to the wheel apathetically at the top of the cabin. Carrie squeezed between me and Patty. That put me practically in Eric's lap.
Why is she always in his lap?
Fucking Christ, seriously.
She needs to get laid.
Rachel, I knew it.
Eric said.
You can't keep your hands off of me.
He rubbed his hand
Goofy.
up and down the sleeve of my jacket. I gave him a shove. Aren't you seasick yet? Why don't you go lean over the rail? Lean real far over.
Oh my god.
Rachel, don't try to
God.
hide your true feelings. We both laughed. Eric wasn't as funny as he thought he was, but he was still pretty funny.
Even though I just... That's fucking great.
God,
Even though I encourage his sexual harassment at every
Jesus
fucking turn.
Christ.
Good lord.
Love this book. Thank you all. Stine.
Yeah.
The engine roared again. The boat rocked hard, then started to move.
Oh, it
Eric
rocked.
turned to talk to April,
hard.
who sat on his other side. Did you bring your
Black
cello?
lobster.
She laughed. What do you think? Do you remember Brendan's 10th birthday? Carrie asked. It was awesome. His parents turned their whole backyard into an amusement park. Brendan Land. Really? They
What a
had a
dick.
real roller coaster.
What a dick! This is the kid that I hated.
Eric grinned.
We all
I
knew
was
that.
there.
Yeah.
They had Dodge M cars, too. What the hell is that?
Dodge M cars?
Dodge EM cars.
Dodge M cars. I don't know.
Were you at his beach party 2 years ago? They had fireworks and we went swimming in the lake at midnight. April nodded. It was so beautiful. They had those floats with the lanterns all lit up across the water. Eric grinned at her. I remember you and Danny Goldman went off down the beach together and no one could find you. We thought we'd have to call the Coast Guard or something.
Blowjobs.
April blushed bright red. Shut up, Eric. Everyone laughed.
Yeah, definitely.
I felt a sudden chill. The lake air was cool, but it wasn't that kind of chill. My whole body shivered. Sometimes I have these feelings. Premonitions, I guess. We don't have any more of these.
Oh,
Thank
you don't?
you. We ran out of booze.
We ran out
Do
of
you want
booze.
one of these?
Oh no, those are horrible. I hate them. But thank you. Thank you for offering me Lindsay's beer.
You're welcome. Wait, are we
You're on this page.
nothing special. I think everyone has them. You know, like how sometimes you just know that someone is watching you. Someone's always watching you. Then he turns out to be true.
Whoa, I got this feeling.
John knows how the words sound.
Seagulls squawked and darted overhead as if leading the way to the island.
That's right.
Their cries rose above the hum of the boat engine. Hey, Rachel. April leaned over Eric to talk to me. What's up with you and Mac? You sucking his balls? We broke up, I said. Actually, I'm not sucking them anymore. Someone else does. I broke it with him. Why? You want to suck him? Well, I just saw him. I thought maybe he was coming to the party with you. And they're really good. You what? Bitch? I jumped to my feet. You saw him? Hold back. I will cut you. I turned towards the shore, knife
having a
ready
day
in my
off.
hand, the boat moving steadily away. But I squinted over the green glare over the water, saw someone about to cut them somewhere half hidden behind the telephone pole at the road. He stood with one arm around the pole, watching the boat, watching me. Motherfucker. Mac, I recognize him even at the distance.
What?
Mac watching me, spying on me.
What a creeper.
I thought he was gonna save them all in the end.
Ah, damn it. I hope not. I hope he dies.
Rachel, you okay? Abel's voice broke into my thoughts. She stared at me. You have the strangest look in your face. Did you see what I saw? Oh, no, Biggie. I said, my eyes on Mac. Watching him, watching me. Watching him, watching me. Watching me, watching him.
Watching
I lost
you.
track. I just felt a chill.
Watching me.
End of a chapter.
Watching you. God, you're watching me.
Go on.
That's the end of the chapter. Do I go on?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah.
keep going?
Yeah, announce the next chapter and read the name.
It's like your 16th birthday, blood in the water.
Thank you, Daine. It was actually my 12th birthday, but
Oh, you were always
blood
nice
in the
for age.
water. Oh, it's always ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Always. I missed this.
Blood in the water. The labia storm clouds slid apart as we neared Fear Island and raised
Sexiest storm I ever saw.
Oh my god, you guys have to be on
and
every
rays
podcast.
of yellow sunlight slanted down on the bare vulva. Shielding my eyes with one hand, I could see a couple of small summer cottages boarded up for winter with their tiny docks emptied.
No, it says
I'm
dicks.
going. No, it says docks.
Oh.
Dick doc.
Dick Doc.
Sorry, I
Um,
just have dick eyes.
Doc. Dick.
I'm
you know, like
going-
a clock.
Guys.
I'm going to have an
Like dicks
awesome
for eyes.
time.
Ew.
I'm going to have an awesome time, I told myself. God, this sounds like me trying to rev up for sex with the guy with the small penis. Like, tiny dicks empty and
You have had a
telling
lot of
myself
that.
I'm going to have an awesome time, I told myself.
It's,
then
I'm
having to
psyching
finish
myself
yourself
up.
off.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gonna be
it's,
fine.
it's
It's
gonna
how
be
he
great.
uses it.
It's gonna be
And,
great.
and
yeah.
boarded up for winter.
You
You
don't
know,
even
you go
believe
through a
that.
dry spell and, you know, you're willing to take anything you can get.
I'm sure he's great. Yeah, it's
All
fine.
right. So, I'm going to have an awesome time, I told myself. I've left Mac behind and I'm going to party in an island mansion and stay up all night and make new friends, if you know what I mean.
Oh, shit.
And
Hands
maybe get close to Brendan Fear and have a total blast.
Dicks out.
And somehow, this time, I really believed it. As Randy guided the boat around the curve of the island, Fear House came close into view.
Fear House?
Rising. Just like I imagined Randy himself rising to the thought of me, above the trees like a dark tower. And
love how long
Brendan's
your
house
chapters
was
are.
not a
Yeah.
summer cottage.
I know.
It looked more like a castle. It was at least 3 stories
His dick?
high. And when I say 3 stories high, I mean 9 stories high. Built of black stone that glittered under the sunlight. Tall windows, all dark, like Daine. A slanting red roof with chimneys
Hey, nice
poking.
stories.
You know how that Pixie song Gigantic is about a black man's penis? I'm pretty sure that's just what Lindsay's doing with every chapter.
Really?
Chimneys poking up, and I mean poking up, all up and down its length. By the way, those are the book's words,
Yeah.
not mine.
No, yeah.
Chimneys poking up, all up and down its length, and balconies that jutted out towards the trees.
It's
By
how
the
you-
way, this is
it's how you-
Lindsay's sexy voice.
It's how you read it. It's how you read it. Jesus Christ.
That's what it says. I mean,
Yeah, son, beat that.
I can't. There's no way I can. Vulva. I really am entering a different world, I thought, gazing over the glare of the water.
talking about penis vagina.
I really am entering a different world, like a penis enters a vagina, I thought, gazing over the
Oh my
glare
God,
of
it's
the
like we
water
said.
at the incredible mansion. Cute little cottage. Wait, hang on.
Cute little cottage.
Patty said, snapping a photo with her phone.
Ow. Think there's enough room for a party.
Oh my gosh, she's probably still tight.
She's.
Oh God, Dean, that's so.
I mean, constipated. Obviously.
Tightly wound. I
Yeah,
got
tightly
it.
wound.
I got what you meant.
What you meant? Oh my, you guys are dirty.
I've lived in Shadyside my whole life, but I've never seen this place. I'm just gonna read it like Fred Schneider. I knew the Fears were rich, but I never imagined. The boat rocked in the water, slowing as we approached the wooden dock. I turned to Eric. You and Brendan come here a lot, right? He nodded. Yeah, believe it or not, that humongous castle is just Brendan's summer house. They closed it up in September. Brendan and I hang here a lot. It's seriously boring. Boring? There's no internet, no Wi-Fi, no buzzwords, no bars on your phone. It's like, welcome to caveman days. I laughed. That could be a good thing. A gust of wind blew his hair straight up his head. It's a good place to film a horror movie, he said, pushing the wild tuft of hair back down with one hand. Big rooms filled with heavy old furniture. Dark, long halls. Twisting this way and that like a dick.
Twisting?
So just I was trying to get
Like
her.
a child.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a summer house, but the whole place is dark and depressing. He's a big dumbo.
Yeah.
He pointed. See all those huge windows? I mean, even when it's sunny out, the light doesn't seem to come in. Weird. His eyes grew wide. There are long, creepy shadows everywhere, and the shadows seem to move on their own. And I'm always hearing horrible howls from up in the attic. I laughed.
Woo!
Now you're just trying to scare me, aren't you? He
No.
grinned. You think so? The boat bumped hard against the wooden dock. A few kids cried out in surprise. Eric pretended to fall off his seat and landed on his butt on the deck. He really is like a 5-year-old. He's kind of cute, but he's a big baby, and he always has to be the center of attention. He sounds like a real asshole. Carrie helped pull him to his feet. Randy leaped onto the deck and tied the catamaran to the pilings. We scrambled to climb off. The spray from the lake air made my face feel cold and damp. I took a deep breath and inhaled a wonderful, sweet aroma from the trees. See you guys later, Randy said, helping April off the boat. Antonio and Miguel will guide you up to the house.
I'm gonna go have sex.
Hang on.
Well,
What?
Antonio was a tall, lean young man with tiny dark eyes, a sharp nose, a shiny round stud in one nostril, and black hair pulled behind his head in a ponytail that fell down his back.
Sounds super sexy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I get it.
Oh my God.
You get Miguel.
Okay.
You get Miguel.
If they have lines, you have to do an accent. You have to.
Miguel was older, shorter, pudgier, an African American with a
But minus the punchy part.
no, it already hurts. With a broad forehead, had a lot of white in his hair.
No white yet. You're good.
No?
Yeah, you
A
guys.
little. I like a little gray. That's cute.
They
Don't
both
lie.
wore a uniform, black dress shirts, black tie.
But it's got to be black.
I know, always been in black. And black slacks. They both had little white name tags in their shirt pockets. They must be new, Eric whispered in my ear. I haven't seen either of them before. The fairs have so many people working for them, obviously all black.
Don't talk to the
African
help.
American.
But the house has been closed, right? I said. They just opened up for the Brendan's party today. Eric nodded. He darted over to Gina and put his arm around her. I see you watching me, Gina. You can't take your eyes off me, can you? And this massive... Shut your mouth, can you? Maybe you and I can sneak away later.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe you can do some... Maybe we...
Teenagers are
maybe
horny.
do some
They
nature
are. This
walks
isn't even
on the
improv.
island. Are you in nature like I am? Naked, alone, in the woods, just you and me, Adam and Eve. Not Adam and Adam. She
not
laughed.
Adam, Steve.
That's a maybe, Eric. You want it. You mean it's a yes, because you want it. Gina shook her head. A maybe is a no, because I'm hard to get, but I'm really horny. So it's a yes, Eric said.
I'm confused.
No. Yes. I mean, I'm horny. I'll take that to be a yes. Oh, whatever. Just fuck me. The sky darkened again. The air grew cooler. Behind us, the boat rose up, then splashed down
Yeah, it
and
did.
waves
Oh.
and waves
Ooh.
and waves. Waves. Wash hard against the narrow dock.
Ew.
Okay, guys.
Short, narrow
Let's get
dock.
to the
Against the
house.
narrow, tight dock.
Let's get to the house before the rain comes. Antonio shouted. He had some kind of foreign accent, Italian, I think.
You do it!
Do it, Daine.
Do it!
Do it.
Be Mario.
Okay, guys, let's get to the house before the rain comes. I don't know what that is.
Accents.
What's the nasalist B's again? It's Antonio Banderas.
Gotta be.
You're awful.
He's not Italian.
He's Italian. You
I
gotta
don't
be
know.
like.
I don't know Italian.
Yeah.
Let's get to the
It's me, Mario. Okay, guys, let's get to the house before before the rain comes. Yeah, get your spicy meatballs in the house.
There you go.
There you go.
Antonio shouted.
Well,
he had
yeah.
some kind of foreign accent. Italian, I think. Yes, Italian, you fucking Bazzano. He pointed to the dirt path that led through the tall grass away from the shore. It's a short hike through the woods. Be careful. No. It's a short hike through the woods. Be careful to stay in the path. There are a lot of snakes. And pipes.
Pipes?
Get it, Mario Brothers pipes.
Oh, yeah.
I got it.
God, thank you, Lindsay.
Yeah. What kind of snakes? Patty asked.
But Patty's got a real, like real
She's
voice.
like a little baby dog.
The kind you don't want to meet, Antonio replied. We all started toward the path. I stopped when I heard a shrill scream. Ah! I turned back in time to see Randy fall. One foot was caught in the tie rope, and he screamed again as he stumbled off the dock. I gasped, and his head hit one of the tall log pilings, blood spilling everywhere!
Really?
It made a,
Oh,
a
like-
sick...
I know, I was really excited.
Yeah, I'm like,
But, I mean,
something
kind of.
happened.
Well, kind of. It made a sick thud. His white cap landed upside down on the dock. I mean, pretty much he's dead.
Yeah.
Arms
okay with that.
slumped at his sides. Randy dropped into the churning lake water
Oh,
as
no.
a huge, mysterious alligator swarmed up towards him. Screaming, shouting in shock, we went running to the dock. Antonio and Miguel were already on their knees, performing not sodomy, but peering into the water. They tried to wave us back. He'll be okay. I mean, he'll be okay, Antonio shouted. He's a good swimmer. Back, everyone, Miguel ordered. He's a good swimmer. Back, everyone. Oh, Miguel ordered again. Get back.
Is Miguel a German?
German, Italian?
Doesn't matter.
German.
Doesn't matter,
Italian.
Becca, because no one moved. My heart was pounding. Ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump. In my chest, I struggled to catch my breath. And then I uttered a choked cry as a circle of bright red rose up in the dark, lapping water. The red tint spread quickly, washing with the waves. Blood! It's his blood! Gina shouted as she impersonated Dracula. Where is he? Why isn't he coming up? Delilah cried. I've been holding my breath this whole time. I forced myself to breathe. My legs suddenly felt weak. Weaker than the first time I had sex with a man that knew what he was doing. No sign of him. Antonio began to wave frantically. Get up to the house, all of you! Miguel, take them to the house. I'll deal with this. Everyone, move, move, move! He tugged his shoes off, then started to strip off his clothes, sexily, scantily.
Slowly.
He'll be okay, Randy. He'll be okay. Miguel kept repeating. He frantically began moving us off the deck. Come on, everybody. Antonio will pull him out. No worries. Really, no worries. I had no choice. I had to follow the others to the path that led to the house. But as I stepped off the dock, I turned that back and I saw the waters crimson,
The water.
rippling red. And when I say water, I mean water. The blood spreading in the waves around the dock, and no sign of Randy. Just Randy's blood billowing up from down below.
This is chapter 10, Roadkill.
Ew.
Even though it's water.
Water kill.
I shut my eyes. I turned away from the horrifying sight at the dock. Was it really possible? Was the party ruined by a drowning before it even began? She's so shallow.
Priority.
Shallow.
I really wanted to make out with someone tonight.
Not the
Stupid
party.
guy to die.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when you go to a party and someone dies at the beginning? I suddenly thought about my dirty Irish friend Amy. She warned me not to come to this party. You know, those Irish people, that they have the shine. She kept saying there was a curse on the Fear family. Mac warned me too, but he was crazy and jealous and out of control.
And Batman.
Can't trust him. Keep moving, everyone. Miguel ordered us. Don't worry about Randy. Antonio has it all under control. His voice trembled. It was obvious Miguel was lying. Should I read that again?
Yeah, read it trembly.
Keep moving, everyone, Miguel ordered us. Don't worry about Randy. Antonio has it all under control. His voice trembled. It was obvious Miguel was lying. Is Randy okay? I cried. Did Antonio pull him out? It's under control. Let's all move now. I felt sick. I decided to text Amy and tell her maybe she was right about this party. I pulled out my phone. No bars, of course.
Eric warned me that phones wouldn't work on the island. The path sloped up as we approached the house. I heard a strange bird cry from a high tree limb. A long hoo.
Oh.
Ooh!
So sad and human. Like someone crying. My nightmare flashed into my mind. The little brown bird on the grass that became a rat in my hands.
I thought you were going to say little brown turd.
The little brown turd on the grass that became a rat in my hands. The deep bite of its fangs. The blood gushing from my wrist.
Oh, God.
No.
So
Stop,
sexy.
Rachel. Get that nightmare out of your head. Think about Brendan.
Oh, yeah.
He invited you because he likes you. Think about how cute he is. Don't think about the blood in the water behind you, the young man who didn't come back up to the surface. Think about a cute boy instead. That's what you should do.
Oh, my God.
Just put that person's whole life and humanity out of your mind and think about the cute boy that invited you to the
Well, maybe
party.
she has better priorities than you, Becca.
I guess that's why I didn't get made out with a lot in high school.
Maybe you would have gotten married at 19 instead of however old it was.
Yeah, and you could have avoided all of this.
Damn it.
And then you wouldn't be on a shitty podcast.
My life could have been so much better if only R.L. Stine wrote this book a decade ago.
But then it wouldn't have all these modern references.
We walked in silence. Ahead of me, Carrie had her arm around Patty. It's Carrie Handakis.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing at that too.
She kept shaking her head. I crossed my arms tightly in front of me to stop my shivering. Even Eric stayed silent, his eyes straight ahead of him as we followed Miguel up the path through the trees. So much exposition! I felt relieved when I could see a bright circle of light up ahead. The trees ended, opening up into a wide, closely trimmed lawn.
How do
Just
you always
let that
get the
one
boring
sink.
pages?
Seriously.
Jonathan gets the pages that he has a lot of room to improv. You get the boring ones, and then I get the ones
Oh.
where I don't have to add
The
anything.
next several sentences are still about the lawn.
Oh, my God.
Buckle up, kids! The lawn had been carefully raked. Not a leaf in sight. And
Carefully
beyond raked.
Okay.
And beyond the lawn, the enormous mansion rose up, bathed in spotlights from the balconies above. Another black uniformed servant waited at the double front doors to greet us.
Black uniformed or black uniformed?
Black-uniformed.
Okay.
She could be any race.
Yeah.
She could be black. Her name tag read Dolores, just like in Seinfeld. Dolores
I'm gonna call her Mulva.
Mulva. Her name tag read Mulva. She handed each of us a sealed white envelope as we filed into the front hall. Don't open it until it's time, she kept repeating to everyone. What, did she say it like 20
What is
times?
this?
Yeah.
And then there were none? Like,
Time for what? I blinked in the bright light of the entryway. A sparkling crystal chandelier hanging over our heads cast dazzling white light over us. The floor was black and white and marble. I knew, because I'm a stonemason. The yellow wallpaper had beautiful white butterflies. Hundreds of butterflies flying in perfect rows. Miguel whispered something to Dolores, ethnic.
Mulva.
Miguel whispered something ethnic to Mulva, then went running down a long hall. Mulva looked troubled. Miguel must have told her about Randy's accident, but she forced a smile and led us to a wide, winding stairway at the side of the entrance.
Shouldn't someone be calling the police?
Maybe
see,
that's
I'm
what
thinking
Miguel
it was
was
a
doing.
gag.
Yeah.
A gag.
Yeah, like, aren't my
It's
parties
part of the
great? I
party
made you think
games.
someone died.
Yeah. The games have started.
He
Her,
lives
her,
in
her.
a game world.
After
Yeah, I
the boat
listened to
ride,
last
you all
episode.
probably want to go freshen up, Dolores said, because you smell terrible. We've opened some bedrooms upstairs
How
for you to
long was
share. Whoa!
How long was that ferry ride?
Well, it took us like an hour to read it, so.
Well, we were drunk.
Hey, at least like we're like about 25% through, and like they're already at the party. If this is a Goosebumps
Thank
novel,
God.
they wouldn't get to the party until the last chapter.
Yeah. We've opened up some bedrooms upstairs for you to share, and you can drop off your coats and backpacks there. I'll share with April, Eric said. He turned to her. Don't beg. I already said I'd share one with you. She grabbed the hood on his hoodie and tugged it down hard over his face. Is that a yes? He asked. We followed Mulva up the stairs. We stepped out into a long, dimly lit hallway. Rooms on both sides all the way down to the end. As we followed her, we passed huge portraits on the walls. Paintings of fears, I guessed. You know, fear of spiders. Fear. No, just kidding. It's the people. It's the people. Grim-looking people sitting or standing stiffly against dark backgrounds. They didn't look evil, but they didn't look nice either.
So they're like the blacks
we
from
We
Harry
aren't
Potter.
witches.
Yeah. We're definitely
Just
not
serious,
witches.
Serious blacks family.
Yeah.
She motioned April, Gina, and me into the first bedroom. It was an enormous room with a king-size bed against the far wall, covered in a satin navy blue bedspread because that's important to the story. A tall mirror stretched behind a wide oak dresser. The room had its own bathroom.
Wow.
Whoa.
Twin lights suspended in cones from the ceiling sent a white light over the room. Is there a view? I asked. Because, like I said, she has her priorities in order. Guy might be dead. I'm worried about this boy. But is there a view?
There's a view, but it's of the dock where that guy's dead.
That's brilliant. Is there a view? I asked. I darted to the window and gazed out through the dirt-smeared glass. So all this talk about
Is her
them being
room in
rich.
the basement?
I don't know. I have to burp.
Oh my god. Rachel,
no, it adds to the spooky
Cut it
sounds.
out. Write down the time.
Is
zone.
there a view?
All I can see are woods, I reported. The trees come almost up to the house. We tossed coats and backpacks onto the bed. I kept my tangerine jacket on. I was laughing so hard
fucking God.
in the last episode.
Forgot about that.
I'd freeze in just my camisole top. What does that even mean? I'd packed the sweatshirt, but I didn't want to look sloppy.
Then why did you
A
pack
man
it?
just died. You don't want to look sloppy. Gina disappeared into the bathroom carrying her cosmetics case. I glanced in the mirror behind the dresser.
Jonathan just motioned to his nose.
Whoa, my hair was standing out in all directions in big clumps, probably because I was so scared. The wind on the lake, I murmured, watching April's reflection in the mirror. It looks like my hair is trying to escape my head.
Jesus.
She laughed. You're funny, Rachel. I pulled my hairbrush from my backpack and tried to tame my hair. Finally, I gave up and put it up in a ponytail, the laziest of hairstyles. When I turned to April, she was sitting on the edge of the bed, just staring blankly at the flowered wallpaper. What's wrong?
Wait, turn to Rachel? I thought Rachel was the person.
It said it. Or was it April? I don't know.
April.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
Damn girls.
I forgot her name was Rachel until you said
Hashtag
it.
basic.
She hesitated. I was kind of like in a horror movie this week, for real, she said finally. She avoided my gaze. April, what are you talking about? I crossed the room and sat down beside her. She shook her head. I was totally creeped out, Rachel. Seriously. By what? What happened to you?
Sorry.
A dead squirrel, April murmured. She finally turned to me. It looked like it had been run over. I mean, it was squished flat in the middle. I squinted at her, tapping the hairbrush against the palm of my hand. My mind was spinning. I don't understand. I got home after the basketball game. And I went to my room, and I saw something under the sheets in my bed. It was a dead squirrel stuffed under the covers. Oh my god! My cry escaped in a whisper. I mean, oh my god. April shivered. Oh my god.
You're hilarious.
My bedroom window was wide open, and someone had stuffed a dead squirrel in my bed. Oh my god! Oh my god! I slapped my hands against my cheeks. Because I'm in home alone? No way. That's impossible. I blamed Mac for the rat. I knew it had to be Mac, but
How did he get out to the island?
Yeah.
No, this was at home before they got
previous
there.
week.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's
Hey,
a flashback in the middle of a chapter?
No, the chick's telling her.
Oh.
First of all, with Gina spelled like this, it's clearly Gina Davis. So, hey,
Yeah.
what's wrong, Gina Davis? Strode out of the bathroom, zipping up her plastic cosmetics case.
And she said, I died in a car accident with my husband, and now we have to fight this other guy.
She said, hey, what's wrong? Because of all the coke she just did
Oh,
in
yeah.
the bathroom.
I forgot about that.
She had to go freshen up.
April found a dead squirrel in her bed. I said, and I...
Oh, shit. No! Gina Davis screamed. The case fell from her hand and cocaine bounced everywhere. When? Friday night? April nodded. But, Gina Davis sputtered. Ghost! I don't believe it. Me too. Not a squirrel, a baby raccoon.
Oh, no!
That's
A
so
baby!
much more tragic. What the hell? A dead baby raccoon. Under my covers, squashed flat, and its eyes were missing.
Ew!
And it was a baby.
A baby!
Oh my god! Oh my god! I struggled to get control. I blamed Mac. I can't believe it. I blamed Mac. Blamed him
Wait,
for
now she's
what?
feeling sad about blaming her psychotic boyfriend
I
who's
know.
clearly psychotic?
He really
And I
will
like
hit you.
I like Becca's
Some
theory
point.
in the last episode that I wasn't on, where she said, "I bet he comes and saves the day."
Oh, yeah.
Oh
I'm
man,
just
I bet
like,
so.
oh man, I didn't see that before, but I do now.
Blamed him for what? Gina Davis demanded. For the dead rat in my bed, I said. They both gaped at me open-mouthed. You too? April whispered. All three of us?
They were all dating Mac?
Roadkill, I muttered. I shook my head. I blamed Mac. Gina Davis squinted at me. Mac? Why Mac? Why would Mac put a dead animal in my bed? He wouldn't, I said. I must have gotten it all wrong. Mac wouldn't. So who was it? Gina Davis asked. I jumped to my feet, still gripping the hairbrush tightly. Roadkill, I repeated. Roadkill. My eyes went from Gina Davis to April. Someone was trying to warn us. Someone wanted to scare us really bad. Bum, bum, bum.
It's beautiful, honey.
Yeah.
Chapter 11. An awesome party.
Oh, that's real. That's not a joke.
Oh, that is the best ever.
shit.
Oh, my God.
God damn it.
We stared at each other. Someone had broken into our houses. Someone had carried a dead animal into our bedrooms and stuffed it under our blankets. It was sick. Sick and gross. Does anyone have any idea who did it? April asked. Before anyone could answer, the door opened and Dolores appeared. Or Malva. I'm never going to be able to remember that. Ready?
She's gonna white out
She
pen and
asked.
change
I'll
it.
take you downstairs to the party room. I don't know where that voice came from.
I like
I
it.
like it.
Yeah, it's good.
As we walked to the stairway, the two dark-haired dudes we didn't know led the way.
What?
He said dark-haired dudes.
Dark-haired dudes.
Because that's how kids talk.
Yeah.
That's certainly not how 28-year-old males talk. Eric and Carrie tossed a white Nerf baseball back and forth. Spider dove to intercept it and almost fell down the stairs.
Chaka-bra.
Patty hurried up to keep up with us. I wanted to ask her if she received a roadkill gift too. But as we reached the first floor, we were
she's the
blasted by
delicate one.
deafening guitar music that rang off the tile walls.
Meedly meedly mow.
The guitar guy at the party.
Meedly mow.
Party time! Eric shouted, pumping his hands over his head and doing a little dance.
Oh my god. Little toddler dance.
Malva pushed open
go to
tall
this
double
party.
doors, and we walked into an enormous room that looked like a movie set. I blinked several times as I stared into the pulsing light. We were standing in what had to be a ballroom with a high cathedral ceiling lighted entirely by candlelight.
Wow.
Of course.
Lighted?
Yeah.
Lit?
Yeah,
Okay.
lit would be better.
She's a teenager. She doesn't know how to
Lighted.
talk.
He writes in the vernacular.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it down.
The vernacular of the hip kids.
Candles were hung in dark sconces along the walls. Oh, good.
Yeah, she knows what a sconce is.
description.
Yeah.
I get the description.
Totally knows what
I'm really
a
glad.
sconce is. But called the other guys two dark-haired dudes.
2 chandeliers decked with long candles hung low over our heads. 3 walls held floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. A fire danced in a broad fireplace at the back wall.
We did
Wow.
that at the same time.
They both started dancing.
Like
Look at
fire.
us, we're fire.
That's how fire dances.
Yours seems way more energetic. I'm more like embers.
You're like a slow fire, and I'm just like a woo, like a crackling
Yeah.
fire.
Oh my god.
You're
Spark.
more like a bonfire. I'm more like a
Yeah.
regular campfire.
Yeah.
That you tell spooky stories around, like
this
Street.
one.
Hey, I'm describing a room here.
Oh, sorry. Go back to your books.
I was trying to segue back into that,
Oh.
like Fear Street.
Yes. For some crazy
Yes.
reason, I thought of the ballroom in the Beast Castle that in that Disney movie Beth and I used to watch over and over, Beauty and the Beast.
Which one?
Topical.
You know, the one with the beast in it.
What?
Because a teenager now,
Definitely knows what Beauty and the Beast is.
Do they not know?
Probably not.
That's
probably.
horrible.
That came out before these people were born.
No.
I
Yeah.
was in elementary school when that came out.
Yeah.
Me too. We're the same age. Half in.
forget.
I did. Half in shadow, half in flickering orange light, Brendan stood in the center of the
Tale
enormous
as old
room
as time.
beside a long food table.
Song as old as rhyme. R.L. Stine and Fear Street.
He stepped forward with a big smile on his face, watching everyone's reaction to the incredible room. Hey guys, he calls.
That guy's so
Welcome.
cool. So cool.
Oh, you want to hear how cool he is? He wore a black V-necked sweater over a
Gross.
white t-shirt.
Okay.
Like a vampire on the CW network.
Do I not know words? Is this how words are supposed to be?
Wait, keep going. What?
V-necked?
V-necked? V-necked?
I say V-neck.
Well, what's the word after it?
Sweater.
V-necked
He
sweater.
could just say V-neck sweater.
He could,
But,
but he did.
necked is not a verb
Maybe he cut it
or
himself.
an adjective.
Ma-
Okay.
Maybe he cut the V-neck
All right,
himself.
I'm ruining his
handmade-
introduction.
A handmade V-neck sweater.
I'm ruining his introduction. Necked is still not a verb. He wore a black V-neck sweater over a white t-shirt, charcoal-colored jeans, and red Converse sneakers. It was kind of his uniform. I liked it. I just heard about the problem at the dock, he said, rubbing his chin. Well, I want you to know it's been taken care of. Everything will be okay. And you're not stranded here if you're worried about that. I'm definitely not kidnapping you guys.
I have an idea about Brendan Fear's voice. Frankenfurter.
That's excellent.
Ah.
But I'm not going to do it. We've already sent for another pilot for the boat, and...
Damn it. God damn you, Chris.
It's so good though.
Is ready okay? April interrupted, shouting over the wailing guitars. Wake the bell!
Explosions!
The music poured from enormous twin speakers on the wall. Of course he is, Brendan replied. Randy is feeling good, a little shaken. He lost a little blood. He might have a slight concussion, but don't worry about him. We're here to party, right? Is that good? So good. Good? All right. Right! The cry rang out over the music. Meow! Some of you haven't been to this house, Brendan said. It's pretty awesome. You'll see. My great-great-grandparents built the house like 1 million years ago. And we all know my ancestors were all way weird. So are you?
Weird?
Oh my god.
Let me... Yes,
Yeah.
that is what it says.
Guys, I'm not making any of this up. So are you! Kill! Eric shouted. That got a big laugh. Brendan laughed too. He scratched his head and squinted at Eric. Did I invite you here? Really? Fucking eye is watering. Because I'm
You're getting so
That's
emotional
just the power of
about
that
Randy.
God damn, guys, this fucking book. I only came for the beer! Eric shot back. That got a big cheer. Some guy shouted, me too! Meow! No worries, Eric said. There's plenty of beer. Hey, I'm 18 today. I'm legal in this state.
What fucking state is that?
He grinned. Did I mention that I love the way his eyes crinkle up?
I
when he
don't care
smiles?
about that. What state in the union can you buy beer when you're 18?
I
don't
guess he
fucking
means
know.
legal to have sex with. I don't know.
I'm
No,
legal.
but beer.
Maybe it takes
beer.
place in Britain.
I'm legal in this
They
state.
don't have states.
I'm legal to fuck.
As far as you know.
The rest
I
of you
know.
are all 18 too, right? Right! Everyone shouted. Kids pumped their fists in the air and cheered, Middle Mow!
Kids.
Brendan's expression
Specifically
changed.
the word kids.
I've always
18-year-olds
been
are kids.
blown away by the stories about my weird ancestors.
Chris is so
I
excited.
don't know if I can do a Frank
Chris's
and Freddy
eyes
voice.
lit right up.
I don't know if I can do. Oh man, I might fuck this up.
I just do a just try and just think of him.
Just try your hardest.
It might just come out sounding like Alan Rickman.
Just
We'll be
just
proud
think
of you
of
no matter what.
think of him saying Rocky.
Rocky. I've always wanted to have a party in this house.
That's great.
They built
Really good.
a party like back in the day with all kinds of old-fashioned games. You mean like the original Grand Theft Auto? One of
Oh
the
my
dark-eyed boys called out.
Oh my god. Oh my
not
god.
coming up
Oh my
with this.
god. I'm fucking kill myself.
And then randomly...
And that's what they consider an old game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
randomly describe... Well, no, the original Grand Theft Auto is very old. For regular PlayStation, it's very old.
Yeah, but I mean, there's even older games than that, and they probably don't even know what they are. And now I want to die.
You mean like Joust? Sorry, that was a deep cut. That,
I don't know what that even is.
it was on Atari.
Oh god.
Okay. It was a bunch of guys riding ostriches and jousting each other.
Sounds
Anyway,
The only Atari game I remember involved chickens.
and then it might have been that game. And then randomly they described what the guy's wearing. He was wearing a gray and white Benson School sweatshirt and
The fuck
black
does that
straight-legged jeans.
Oh my god.
Brendan gestured toward him. Hey,
You think R.L. Stine like had an intern tell him like what kids wear?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
It sounds like he was looking at pictures of maybe his younger relatives from 10 years ago. Like he's going off of like they're all old now, but
Yeah.
he's going off of like his kids' pictures from when they were in high school.
Yeah.
I love you.
It's about to get
Einstein.
good. Brendan gestured toward him. Hey, any of you guys know my cousins?
The fears.
They don't go to Shady Side. They go to the Benson School. He pointed. I just pointed very
Oh,
dramatically
shit.
for the listeners.
You
It
guys,
was a good
you
point.
guys missed that.
Yeah.
Morgan and Kenny fear.
Kenny.
Kenny Fear.
Yeah, Morgan
Intimidating
sounds
name.
sinister. Kenny,
Yeah.
not so much.
My name's Morgan
He's
Fear.
special.
And I'm his brother Kenny.
And I'm Kenny. I studied them. They had the same dark hair and dark eyes and serious expressions as Brendan. They totally looked like fears.
So they're all inbred? They all look
guess.
exactly the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I bet they're all vampires.
No, you guys are going to shit when you hear this next part.
I bet they're Frankensteins.
Morgan is the tall, skinny one. Brendan said. Kenny is the fat slob. Oh, oh. Kenny
That's
jumped to
nice.
his feet. Hey, thanks. I had to invite them because they're family, Brendan said. But I don't like them at all.
What the fuck?
What is going on?
Once again, I got a
That's not
page.
cool.
Oh my god.
Once again, I got a page where
You
I don't have to come up with anything.
Yeah. What is happening?
It all sounds like jokes.
We can't stand you either, Morgan shot back. You're a total jerk.
Haha, banter!
Middle Mow!
Kenny said. Kenny
It's
said.
happening during this whole thing. Can you imagine him
Yeah.
just be like, this is my
for
cousin
guitarist.
Morgan.
Look at all the candlelight atmosphere. Kenny said, "We only came because our parents made us."
We
All
hate
three of them
beer and
laughed.
mansions.
I can't do all three laughs at the same time.
Ha 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 ha.
I could see they
Oh,
really
you're supposed to laugh at
did.
me.
I did, it was.
I could see they really did like each other a lot. That was the best page I've ever read ever.
I hope I
Quick,
get to
Becca,
describe
tell us
more
about
things.
the candles again.
no, just be talking about the carpet
Just went back to
the
like,
whole time.
I noticed that the banisters are made of oak.
I just want to start summing up my pages. They bantered some more, and then there's pizza and beer.
Like no, they straight up. No,
I
I
don't even
thought
want
you
to bother reading it.
just do it.
Read it.
Just remember, Frankenfurter for Brendan.
No, I'm not doing any of it.
Just try.
No.
No one listens to this. It's fine.
All of my friends listen to it.
So, they love you.
She has the most to lose.
You all can just ignore them, Brendan said. They're totally antisocial and they don't play well with others.
Sounds just like them.
Who can get along with you? Morgan shouted. Do you still wet the bed? Kenny asked. No, Kenny. You're the only one in the family who still does that. Brendan shot back. Even when you're awake.
You piss in your bed on purpose?
Intentionally.
It's a weird
Is
family.
this...
That's what I think of your fucking bed, bro.
Kenny fears
Oh my
retarded.
I'm just gonna go through this fast.
Oh my god,
It's all fucking terrible.
I'm gonna read him as a retarded
Please don't
kid.
do that.
I'm sorry. It's gonna happen.
Is this family fight night? Eric chimed in. Are we supposed to vote on the biggest loser? You win, Carrie said, slapping Eric on the shoulder. Lots of laughter rang off the high walls.
Oh man, it's like that show, The Biggest Loser, where they make fun of
It
fat
was
people.
in italics. I think you got the reference.
Oh shit. I'm so good at listening.
Blah, blah, blah. Are we just gonna stand here and be nice to each other all night? Eric complained. I've got some things planned, Brendan said, turning serious. Some games and things. But we can do that later. I mean, we have all night, right? First, let's chow down and get trashed.
Oh my god.
Italics and capital letters.
Oh my god.
I
Chow
followed
down.
Carrie.
Yeah, when I was that age, I said, let's get fucked up.
I said, I don't drink because I'll get in trouble.
Uh-oh.
I followed Carrie and Patty to the long dining table. It was covered in a beautiful burgundy cloth and seemed like the whole table was filled with silver platters and beautiful china. No way, I cried. There's enough food here for 100 people. I saw 3 different kinds of pizzas.
Get the fuck out.
And a platter
What?
stacked high with cheeseburgers and big bowls of salad.
Shut up.
What?
4 servers dressed in black uniforms that were probably
course.
also black people stood ready to help behind the table. One of them held a silver knife and began to carve a giant ham and a whole roast beef.
Nuh-uh.
Because teenagers are gonna pick roast beef over fucking pizza.
Okay,
Yeah, and
they weren't
cheeseburgers.
real black people because black people can't touch silver. That's why they like.
Are they like
platinum.
werewolves?
That's why they like platinum. It's science.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Dade.
Black people are werewolves.
so
that's
sorry,
that's
Dave.
what Chris believes. Dane,
It was a
Dane,
joke.
I
It was
know
for
that
laughs.
it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Moving down the table, I saw a huge casserole filled with macaroni and cheese. Here's more
I'd be-
food for you to describe.
I'd be worried about Dane coming to my house to beat me up, but he can't come in if he's not invited.
Another
Werewolf vampires.
Another platter was piled high with French fries. And if that wasn't enough, I saw a huge bowl of mashed potatoes, bread and rolls, a pile of shrimp and crab legs, breads, cheeses, because no one could figure out what the fuck they wanted to eat at this goddamn party.
It's a lot of carbs.
I have a serious question about what's going on in the story right now.
Yes.
Were they garlic mashed potatoes?
No.
It does not specify.
It does not say.
Oh, this is the worst written thing ever.
It was an amazing feast, you guys.
Oh, then obviously it was garlic mashed potatoes.
A table beside it had been set up as a bar. A black uniformed black bartender was helping kids to sodas and beer in tall, slender glasses. This is insane, I thought. There were only 10 of us here, 11 with Brendan. Is this how Brendan's family lives all the time? It's so wasteful.
Oh man,
That is so wasteful.
If
There's only
R.L.
10.
Stine's assistant ever actually listens to this, he's gonna be so pissed.
Everyone began piling dinner plates high with food. I turned and gazed around the amazing room. It really was like standing in a ballroom from the 19th century, almost like this place
Because it
belonged to
literally
vampires.
was.
And this is where vampires live because vampires live in the 19th century. It's almost like it's a vampire house. The candlelight made it magical, shadowy, and special. I really did feel as if I was in a Disney castle. The candlestick started singing to me. Earth to Rachel, a voice said. I turned. Oh, wait.
Be our guest.
Yeah. Earth to Rachel, a voice said. I turned and saw Brendan smiling at me with fangs. He had 2 glasses of beer in his hands. He handed one to me. You look like you were off in space somewhere. No, I was just gazing around, I stammered. I mean this room. He shook his head. My parents are crazy. See all those books on the shelves? They bought them by the yard.
Eye roll was painful.
I just want to enjoy this Chris laugh.
I'd like 5 yards of books, please.
Oh
Do you believe it? Oh, wait, no, hang on, guys. This is the dialogue in the book. Do you believe it? I'll take 400 yards of books, please.
The joke.
It's a joke.
I already made that joke, Brendan. Way to copy me.
Way to go, Brendan Furter.
Weird, I said.
Theater?
Theater.
Weird.
Sounds like you're trying to say the word theater, but you have a lisp.
Where's that?
Yeah, at the top of that page.
This one? That one.
Tap it for good luck.
Alright. Page 82.
Oh my god.
He tipped his glass against mine as if toasting.
Okay,
We
so we're
both took
third
a
of the way
long
through this.
sip of beer. Glad you could come,
Ew.
Ew.
he said, his eyes locked on mine.
Like a vampire.
Me too.
I'm positive he's a vampire.
Shut up.
This is the most awesome room, he said. It gets better.
Please go on. Please don't stop.
Alright, hold on. I gotta keep it together or I can't do this.
Oh shit.
But parts of this house are like out of a Frankenstein movie. No joke. There's even a room downstairs that's like it's a dungeon. Really, you'd swear it was a torture chamber. Sweet, I said.
Oh my god.
I read 50 Shades of Grey and that stuff.
This boy's pushing all my buttons.
That made him laugh. Yeah.
But really, I'm gonna kill you.
Are you into torture?
Oh my god.
Seriously, I said. My house doesn't have a basement. Otherwise, I'd definitely have a torture chamber. I didn't ad-lib that at all.
Guys,
That's in
kids
there.
are into some shit these
Wow.
days.
I'm never having children.
He nodded. He kept his eyes on mine. He didn't blink. Where do you live? On Knob Road.
It's right off a Dick Alley.
I'm not making
Next
any
to
of
Ball
this up.
Place.
I'm not making any of this up. On
shit.
Knob Road, a few blocks from Lefty's. It's a tiny house. I gestured with both hands.
Lefties is missing his left ball.
Actually, my house would fit in this room. He took another long sip of beer. It left a line of foam on his upper lip. I had this crazy urge to lick it off. What kind of a book is this?
Oh my god.
Whoa.
First of all,
Hold on. No,
ew.
Whoa.
Have you ever-
Stay cool, Rachel.
Have you ever wanted to lick beer foam off my lip?
Absolutely not.
Well, we're getting a divorce.
That's not love.
Fine. You can go find
so,
Rachel.
So
and
then
be
in
with her.
italics it says, "Whoa, stay cool, Rachel." A few years ago, we had a bigger house on Park Drive.
But it wasn't named after us. so we
No,
had to
I
move.
was doing the wrong character. A few years ago, we had a bigger house on Park Drive. I said, but things changed for my dad, and we had to move. Boring, Rachel. He's gonna fall asleep listening to you. He wiped the foam off his mouth. Then he brushed a hand through his wavy dark hair. I really wanted you to come. I hope you have a good time. Maybe later, you and I. His voice trailed off.
I got it. Get away from me. He's
How often
actually
does she say that throughout the day?
a lot.
All the time.
He's actually flirting with me. This is an awesome party, I said. That's the name of the chapter.
Oh, Meow!
They said it. They said it.
I said it. A sly smile crossed his face. A teasing smile.
Yeah.
Rachel, you're not scared to be here, are you? No. Scared? I laughed. Why would I be scared? He leaned close. I have some things planned. He stayed like that for a moment, with his face annoyingly close to mine. It was so obnoxious. I thought he wanted to kiss me, but no, it was just really annoying. It was one of those moments where time stopped, like when you pause a movie and everyone freezes in place. You know, like when you hit the pause button and then they stop moving.
Where did they go? Where are they still moving? The people in the
I
magic
hit the
box.
pause button.
What?
They stop when you press it. They freeze. As if frozen in time.
God.
I wanted to kiss him. I moved my face closer. But then, his cousin Kenny came up and bumped Brendan from behind, and Brendan spun around to talk to him. I let out a long breath. Don't rush things, Rachel. A wave of happiness rushed over me. I suddenly felt all
Don't
fluttery.
rush things. A man just died.
You're still grieving, Rachel.
No, it's Brendan said everything's cool. They took care of it. Him and his family are probably drinking his blood.
No.
Ooh, do you think they're gonna, like, serve him for dinner after the feast dinner?
I hope so.
My question is Brendan wearing heels?
No, Converse.
Oh, it was described.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Of
one
course,
of her.
why wouldn't they describe his
It could
shoes?
be those weird
Yeah.
Converse things that
He's
chicks
wearing
buy that are
Converse,
heels.
Like
Converse
the-
high heels.
knee-high heel
Yeah.
Converse heels. Yes, that's what he's wearing. Blah, blah. Here I was in this amazing mansion with the coolest group of kids in school, no parents around, amazing food and all the beer you could drink. And a guy I'd had a crush on for years was actually flirting with me. Best day ever. Hashtag blessed. Stole that from Chris. I don't even care. The
I
boat
stole it from
pilot...
James Finn.
The boat pilot, Randy, finally flashed back into my mind after I watched him die. I pictured him again, hitting his head on the dock, piling, and sinking into the water. Sorry, I thought that sentence ended earlier than it did. And again, I thought...
It.
What?
You
I
walkened
it. And again, I thought about Gina Davis and April finding dead animals in their beds, just like me.
I shook my head as if shaking those thoughts away. Nothing is going to spoil this day. Nothing is going to keep me from having an awesome time at this party.
Not even a death.
Everything's awesome. The rock music ended. Aww. Hang on. Here, wiggle it a little. Like back. No,
what you
like
said.
this. Yeah, there we go.
I didn't even touch it that time.
The rock music ended. Dance music began to pound from the speakers. Some kids were still stuffing their faces, but a few got up to dance, beer glasses in one hand. I took another sip of beer and wandered over to the food table. Patty and Carrie were being served seconds, slices of pepperoni pizza, by one of the black waiters, and I lined up behind them. We stood against a bookshelf, eating our pizza slices.
I want pizza.
I've been here before, Carrie said. I still don't believe this room. You could have a full basketball court in here. Seriously. I laughed. Is basketball all you think about? No, I think about Patty too. He wrapped his free hand around her boob from behind and nuzzled his face in her tits. How come you tell everyone you're just friends? I said, shouting over the thumping music. Patty shrugged.
Why not? It's a little joke we have to confuse people. We're friends. We're just very close friends.
They both
I
laughed.
came up with that voice.
I think I did. Hang on.
We were talking about how delicate
Yeah,
she
she's
is.
like delicate little fragile glass flower. They both laughed. Chris, you laugh as him and I laugh as her. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Jokes.
Ow.
Still holding on to Patty, Carrie said something else, but I couldn't hear him over the thumping music. He and Patty laughed. I laughed too, pretending I'd heard him.
What an interesting moment to describe.
For a whole page.
I finished my pizza and returned the plate to the food table.
That didn't even use paper plate.
Thank God he said that, because the whole time I would have been wondering where she put her plate down.
Yeah, I know.
I asked, and one of the black waiters pointed the way to the bathroom through a glass door at the far end of the ballroom. As I crossed the room, I saw Brendan watching me from the middle of a circle of girls. Sweet.
Circle.
A circle of
The
girls.
circle of girls.
And then in italics, sweet. The hall leading to the bathroom was dimly lit, the carpet ragged. More dark oil portraits of fears stared at me from the walls on both sides. I turned the corner, following the waiter's directions. He said the restroom would be halfway down the hall on the right. Even this far from the ballroom, I could still hear the boom, boom, boom of the drum beat from the pounding dance music.
Here, I'm gonna play some dance music. Keep going.
I'm waiting for the
Oh,
dance
keep
music.
going for the
Robot
wait for the.
I took a few steps, then stopped when I heard a hoarse cry.
A horse cry?
H-O-A-R-S-E.
That's what I thought too.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh! I really thought you meant a horse.
Yeah, no.
I seriously thought you meant there was
A horse was standing in the house.
There was a horse
crying,
in the house
saying, "Someone let me outside! I don't belong in here."
Why am I in a house?
It was more like,
Oh my god.
where's my spot? I lost it. Horse cry, horse cry, horse cry, horse cry. Where's it at? Where's it at? I'm completely lost. Okay. Heard a horse cry. At first, I wasn't sure if I'd really heard it or not. I thought it might be part of the music drifting down the hall. I took a few more steps and heard the cry more clearly. Help me! Is anyone there? Please, help me! A young man's voice. Randy, the boat pilot? Yes, it sounded like him. My breath caught in my throat. I heard him again, a muffled voice from somewhere nearby. Can anyone hear
Dash
me?
him right by the
Help
bathroom.
me!
Yeah.
Please! Somebody! I forced myself to breathe again and lurched toward the sound of the cries.
Ooh, it's gonna be spooky. Oh! I let out a soft cry as two black-uniformed black servants stepped in front of me. They eyed me suspiciously. I recognized Antonio instantly. The other one was tall and broad-shouldered, big like a football player with curly blonde hair. He had a cigarette dangling from his lips. "Can I help you?" he asked. "I heard the shouts," I said. It sounded like Randy, the boat pilot, like he was calling for help. "I didn't hear anything," the server said. He turned to Antonio. "Did you hear anything?" Antonio shook his head. "No, I didn't hear anything."
Oh my god.
"Did you hear anything?" Are you looking for the ladies' room? "Yes," I said, "but I heard someone. Really, he was calling for help. He sounded so frightened." "We'll check into it," Antonio said. "Yeah, right away," his partner added. They stood side by side, blocking my path. Antonio pointed. "The ladies' room. It's right down there, on the right. You can't miss it." But, I sputtered. "We're on it, really, no worries." "Fucking just go pee already,"
Shut
Antonio
the fuck
said.
up and go.
I could see there was no point arguing with them, so I left the man to die. I turned and started to walk away. I was halfway down the hall when I heard Antonio shout, "Enjoy the party! Have a good one!" It was probably condescending.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Ba ba ba